All right, all right, all right. Woof. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. Yeah, it's a little bit late. Sorry about that. But we're here. Glad you could be here. Sorry about being late. It's all my fault. I'm glad you're here. Because tonight, it's really strange. Because it is March 14th, Thursday. It was almost Friday the 13th. Pay attention. You guys. He's late. I knew he would fall asleep. What I don't understand is why the alarm didn't go off. Let me see, because I always set the alarm. That's why we haven't missed any shows in a while. I'm good for 1 month. I'm late once a month. I haven't been late all of March. Till now. Let me see what's going on with the alarm. I'll show it to you. I'm not even touching it. It says the alarm is right here. I have it set. Look what it says, too. It'll focus. It says showtime. Monday through Saturday, 6:30 p.m. and I wake up at 5:30 sometimes. Hey, why didn't it work? I didn't turn it off in my sleep. Very strange. Well, thanks, Jeanette, for calling and waking me up. Yeah, the reason I don't pick up, because I am in frantic mode, and it has been known that when I wake up like that and start talking, I don't remember some things for some reason. I remember once I woke up late like this, started the show. It wasn't even a minute I've been awake to when I woke up, started the show, and I literally don't remember the first 20, 30 minutes of the show at all. It's like I tried remembering if somebody said something that was real funny at the intro, and I'm like, what happened? Like, it's your show. I really don't know. And it's like my brain doesn't wake up yet. Very slow. Italians are like that. You know. I'm glad you're here. Amityville is not haunted, by the way. I hate to break it to you, but we're going to talk about that. I know. B-O-O-H-O-O. That's boo-hoo for some of you who are keeping score. Hold on, I'm seeing something here. Let me see. What am I seeing? I don't know. Let me pull this up real quick. I wanted to share this with you before we get started on the main show and intro. Do we say hello to everybody? Do we need to do the hellos? Seriously, do we? I don't know. All right. Well, I wanted to show this to you, and tell me what you think about this UFO sighting, because the Phoenix, just watch. I'm busting chops. Happy birthday, Kelly Lewis. Come on, everybody. That's right, Kelly. It's your turn to be real-lived.
Happy birthday to you.
It's you, Kelly.
Happy birthday to you.
Who knew?
Happy birthday to dear one.
That's you, Tootsie Pop.
Happy birthday to
Come on, everybody. Second verse, a little different than the first.
from good friends and true.
That's us, Kelly Lewis.
From old friends and new.
That's us, Kelly Lewis.
May
Good always
and happiness.
is too. Kelly Lou. Happy birthday, Kelly Lewis with the EW. It is nice that you have reached a new milestone in your life, my friend. And that is one more year on planet Earth. Congratulations. You've accomplished more in your life than most people do every year. I don't know what that means. Hey, can I have the big screen back, please? Thank you. Happy birthday, Kelly. And we hope you have many, many more. Right here on Goof On. Roll call, everybody. Who's here? FAP's here. Welcome. Richard Doty's here. What's up, Dick? Hello, Metalhead. Welcome to the show. Intergalactic Angler. Welcome to the show. Samo, Goofonian, Rockstar. Welcome to the show. Sky Allen. Welcome to the show. Dark Hour. Space Paranormal's here. Welcome to the show. Roser. Brookies. What do you say there, Chief? Jose Sanchez. Hey. How you doing? Marcel, Goofonian, Metalhead. Welcome to Dorothy Hawkins. Welcome to Flubber Lane, everybody. Welcome to the show. Parham, welcome to the show. David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Happy New Year. Jeanette, the best a man can get. Jeanette. Not birthday yet? Well, that sucked. That did. Now that I realize there was no birthday, so why were you saying thank you? Why were you saying thank you? That's the only reason I did it. Well, it's not going to stop us. We'll have to. Happy belated. Oh, thank you. Thank you. From now on, no more birthday songs. See what happens when you pull the chain? Now you just pulled it for everybody. Thank you. Nope, there won't be any birthdays anymore. No more celebrations. That was it. Thank you. You funny. Got one over on me. Ah ha ha ha. Just took it away from yourselves. So that's that. Welcome to the show. If I didn't say your name, probably means I don't love you. All right, let's get started. Here we go. Robert Taylor, a forester in Livingston, Scotland, reported encountering a spherical object in the woods. He claimed the object tried to pull him aboard using some sort of appendages, leaving him with the physical marks and a damaged vehicle to boot. The local police treated the case as a criminal assault, making it one of the few UFO cases to be given such legal consideration. Despite the physical evidence, however, the story remains little known outside the United Kingdom. Let's take a look. Shall we? From the Discovery Channel, you got 7 seconds. Ready? Go.
On the morning of November the 9th, 1979,
5, 6,
forestry
7.
work.
What a story. Unbelievable, right? Never see one like that again. Next up, here's a UFO sighting from Green River, Wyoming on my birthday, March 10th this year. Eyewitness stated, I recorded this object east of Green River this morning. March 10th, that is, at 10:24 a.m. for more than 40 minutes. This poor lug. With a Sony AVIIR4 on a tripod with a 100 to 400 Tamron zoom lens. Yay! The movement of the object is not the result of camera shake. Oh, no. The object is actually oscillating steadily back and forth, back and forth, back and to the left, back and to the left. At around 30 seconds into more than a 30-minute clip, it ejects another object. It's a balloon. A small white light. These objects appeared over Scott's Bottom Road and were seen by at least 5 other witnesses in separate locations. I am still investigating, so if anyone else saw this unusual object, I would like to hear from you. Please share this. Let's take a look at this POS. This is it. You got to see this. This isn't the camera shaking. This is the object, mind you. Remember that quote? Ding, 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 ding. All right, Chief. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Zoom in. Ding, 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 ding. Down, 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 down. I'm a UFO that bounces around. Down, 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 down. I come to this town and it's got a frown. Down, 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 down. Now they videotape and they see me bounce. I turn those frowns upside down. Down, 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 down. It did. Oh. Uh-oh. What could it be? Hey, Scoob. Huh? What do you think it was? I don't know. I can't see shit. I know. Me neither, Scoob. I came out by accident. I know, I said. I like the white dot that comes out. Dee, 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 dee. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, oh, oh. You know what that is? Nothing. It's a blob of shh. It's a blob. Oh, by the way, if you want to help support Truthology for ufology, you know how to do it. Okay, next up, you realize what we just watched, right? Okay. We watched a blob dancing back and forth. That's all we saw was a blob. A blob. Ding, 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 ding. That's it. You tell me what that is. Exactly. If you can't tell what it is, it doesn't necessarily mean it's an alien ship. All it means is that the guy doesn't know how to work his Tamatron zoom or whatever. I mean, yeah, you got your 3 little balls of light. Yay. And nothing else. Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. The best video not ever seen. Terrible. Just terrible. There's no reference points. There's no ability to see what it is, why it's doing what it's doing. I mean, I don't even, you know what? Buzz off. Buzz. Buzz. Stupid name. I really like Kirkpatrick. Dr. Sean. Yeah, I do. I think he did the right thing. I think he put those guys in their place. He did. That's what he did. He said, screw you. It was a big middle finger to the people that were pressuring him. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. He left out the report on the Nimitz. Ooh. Oh, no. Dial 911, everybody. It's the end of the earth as we know it. And I feel just fine. The 140-page report produced by Bass, remember them? Under the OSAP contract and delivered to the Defense Intelligence Agency per Colm Kelleher's public statement and referenced in George Knapp's statement to Congress, that was formally entered into the congressional record in July of 2023. If not, and Arrow faced no impediments to receiving UAP-related information at any level of classification, how does Arrow reconcile the complete absence of the Nimitz case from its report? I just told you. This is what people are talking about. If Arrow was not provided a copy of J. Axelrod Stratton's report and 140-page Bass OSAP report from the DIA, why was it not provided a copy of the reports in question? It was. He got the report. He just didn't put it in. End of story. Right? Isn't that what happened? Did Arrow request and obtain a copy of the 100-page report? No. Because it was already given to him. That's why. Right? Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's hear what Colm Kelleher has to say. Isn't that him? That's this guy, right? Let me pull it up. Right? That's this guy, right?
A lot of people I've noticed on social media and etc. have focused and sort of said that the OSAP program was only focused on Skinwalker Ranch and it was only focused on exploring ghosts and what.
Who's saying that? I've never heard that.
What have we? But the fact is,
weird.
You know,
it's like they make up their own things. That's like me saying, "Oh, you know what I heard today," and make up some statement and hope that nobody researches it.
We submitted 104 separate reports to the Defense Intelligence Agency as separate deliverables during the OSAP program, and only a minority of those reports were focused on Skinwalker Ranch. The remainder of the reports focused on, you know, we did a pretty extensive engineering analysis of the Tic Tac incident, and we compiled a report based on ANSYS multi-physics analysis of the Tic Tac case, computational fluid dynamics.
Wait, hold on. Multi-physics analysis on the Tic Tac case? With what? Like, did I miss something? I mean, there wasn't. It was a balloon, wasn't it? Well, not what Fravor saw, but Fravor never recorded it. And why do you need? I don't understand. We never saw that, did we? I never saw that
incident, and we compiled a report based on ANSYS multi-physics analysis of the Tic Tac case.
Multi-physics analysis of the Tic Tac case. Didn't realize it was so complex. God, please give me a break.
Computational fluid dynamics analysis.
What?
That was a 140 plus page report that was submitted to the Defense Intelligence Agency.
Of course it was.
That was completely separate from the report that Axelrod submitted on his investigation.
So what? So what? Put it in next time. So what? Like, if it was in there, so what? What does it change? There's still nothing in there. In that report. We all know there's UFOs. Okay, so we all know there's some sort of thing we can't explain. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know how to even analyze it or do anything. But, you know, they've got 3 forms till Sunday 3 ways to analyze it, I guess. I don't know, whatever he said. I don't know if I've ever seen that analyses. Of course, people are still raving about the mummies that were shown the other day. We had a nice conversation last night about it here on Goof On. If you guys missed it, I recommend watching last night's show. It was pretty fun. Got to thank you guys for coming on, making that worthwhile. Yeah, there's only so much we can say, right? It's exactly the same conversation as the last mummies. They look goofy, yet this data they're showing, it really is undeniable to me. I don't know how I could to look at the data that they're showing. Listen to what I'm saying, what they're showing. I don't know if it's the real data. That could just be anything. I don't know. There could be two. There could be the real mummies and there could be fakes. I don't know. If they're willing to go through all this, if this is all bullshit, if this is all lies, and this is made up, it's one of, I don't know, probably one of the greatest hoaxes in history. At least in ufology. I just don't see them being that silly, right? Nobody can be that stupid. And I what I mean is, if it showed that there was even the slightest evidence of their manipulating the bones and putting them together with chicken wire and glue, that would show up. And it hasn't. It has in the past with other stuff, not from Jaime Maussan. Other stuff, I mean, there was supposed a cache of hybrid beings that were captured, right? I don't think it was Jaime. I don't know, was it? And everything was just put on with different body parts of other animals. Yeah. To make a new species. Like how you not going to know? With today's technology, they can see everything in layers upon layers in 3D. See right through it. Come on. If these mummies are fake, I don't know, man. It wouldn't surprise me, but it would piss me off. All the time that we've wasted talking about dolls, if that's the case, right? Wouldn't that make you mad? Made me mad when I realized that the Miami aliens weren't real. Please. I go into everything now still with the same mindset. Please be real. But deep down, I'm like, this can't, it's just not going to be. Anything that's too good to be true in this field is too good to be true. Sad. I'm sorry. I don't mean to tell you that, guys, but it's true. I'm so sorry. It is true. And what do I have here? This is the smoking gun. My heart is racing nonstop, says April Little on X. I can't believe what I just found. U.S. contact made with aliens. Share this. United States Air Force officer met two aliens at prearranged location. This is old. It's Socorro, right? Let me see this thing. It says Project Sigma, originally established as part of Project XXXX, probably Blue Book, in 1954. Wait, so this is an official document that starts a sentence with because, and it misspells because, leaves the U out? Fake. Because a separate project in 76, its mission was to establish communication with aliens. This project act with positive success, SIC, S-I-C, when in 1959 the United States established primitive communications with the aliens. On April 25th, 1964, a USAF intelligence officer met two aliens at a prearranged location in the desert of New Mexico. The contact lasted for approximately 3 hours. And then there's a bunch of redacted X's in here. Blah, 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 redact, redact, redact. The Air Force officer managed to exchange basic information with two aliens. He just happened to figure out how to communicate with the aliens. It was immediate. Figured it out. Yeah, hey, the officer figured it out. Are those aliens, Myra? Yeah. I wonder if they know English. Hello? Hello, sir? Alien? Yes. Hi. Human. You? He gave me the middle finger. What does that mean? Anyway, this project is continuing at an Air Force base in New Mexico. Blah, blah, blah. Its mission was to test fly a recovered alien aircraft. And that mission is continuing in Nevada. And then, originally established in 1968, this mission was to evaluate all UFO XXXXX information pertaining to space technology. Project Pounce continues. Bleep, blop, blop, redact, redact, redact. The above is a declassified version of a once marked top secret page from the United States Air Force projects document. Take a look at this. You tell me if this looks legit or faux. Forget about it. It's as big as it gets. No, that's what. Beep. Boop. That's it. I'm sorry. I can't do much better than that. Anyway, they misspelled because up here. You know, it just doesn't look like a legitimate document ever. It looks like somebody typed it up. I mean, for that comment right there, that tweet. Just found. Really? Look how old it is. It goes back 70 years, 65 years. No, thank you. A little late on the story. Great investigative journalism. You're only freaking 60 years late. All right, all right, all right. Let's keep moving this shindig, shall we? God bless Jaime Maussan. God bless him, huh? He's trying. He is. Jaime Maussan is controversial because same reason we are, he says, because he tells the truth. How come they didn't make these aliens look better? Do you know they have eyelashes, fingerprints? I mean, it looks legit. You know, they just look so silly. Really? Tell me about this, Jaime, in 45 seconds. Why should I believe you?
Because I am a journalist.
Oh, I had no idea. So that's why I should believe you? Is that what you're telling me?
Because I am a journalist.
Okay.
But when they want to reduce this finding, they say, oh, it's a UFO enthusiast. The controversial Jaime Maussan. Why am I controversial? Because I say the truth? Is the truth controversial?
No.
Then I am controversial. Otherwise,
You're controversial because in the past, you've made great claims and failed miserably with the evidence. You were caught approving. Also, you were caught approving balloons that were legitimate UFOs on Discovery Channel. Jaime Maussan is innocent and also guilty at the same time. What he does, he's got his researchers, which are his nephews, his family, right? And they give all the research to him that they think is credible without really doing any research at all. Literally just looking up something and then giving it to Jaime, say, this happened in March, da 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 da. You know, they write it out, he reads it, that's it. Jaime's not doing the research ever. Ever. With these mummies, I'm sure he's getting his hands dirty because, well, these are mummies. This is more important than a video of balloons that could or could not be alien. It made no sense, but you know what I mean. So we're left where we were. Here is Jaime Maussan. And this is the only thing he needs to do to gain the credibility of me, you, everyone else, is to have somebody else take a look at the evidence other than his paid off medical experts. I don't even know if we're looking at the same mummies. I don't know if we're looking at replicas. I don't know if we're looking at something that isn't, you know, just totally made up. What if we're looking at deformities, you know? That lived and walked around as, you know, 24-inch tall people. Hello, everybody. Look at me. I look different. And then a hand comes out its mouth. You know? And what are we looking at here? What did they look like when they were alive? That's what I need to know. Don't you want to know that? How cool would that be? Didn't they try doing a recreation? A reincarnation, I almost said. That'd be great. They're going to do a reincarnation. They found enough DNA to make it anew. Hold on. I have a lot of information here. Okay, let me get rid of this. I have a lot of information here that has to do with Arrow. Stuff I never went over with the other day. I don't know if I want to go over it. I really don't care about the Arrow. Really. Do we need to keep talking about it? We know what happened. All right, I'm in agreement with you. But the thing is, I like hearing what everybody else is saying about it. That's what's so intriguing to me. The way everybody's pointing the finger, but nobody's saying that Kirkpatrick did this because he wanted to give these guys the big FU. That's what's really going on. God, I wish we were just big enough, that people would hear that and start spreading the message, because nobody's saying it. It's true. That's why he did it. The reason it doesn't make sense, why would he leave it out? Why? Good question. Why would Kirkpatrick leave that out? The Nimitz incident and all that shit. All the stuff saying this, that, and the other thing. There's a couple of reasons why. Maybe he was told not to put it in. Doesn't make sense why he wouldn't. For that, why wouldn't they want it in? Everybody knows about it. Why wouldn't they want that in there? Is that right? Does that sound right? It doesn't make sense. So the only thing that makes sense to me is that he gave them the middle finger by doing what he did. And it was beautiful. It was the nicest FU to a bunch of clowns that were telling him things he didn't believe. That's what it is. He doesn't believe it. He knows it's bullshit. He knows it. God, I love that guy for doing that. Good for you. Wasn't he going to say why today? Wasn't he doing an interview, Kirkpatrick, today with somebody? He was supposed to be doing an interview talking about why he did what he did. I can't wait to find out. I'm probably wrong. But he wouldn't say that. Oh, yeah. I just decided to give, everybody that was giving me all this information the big FU. They're all a bunch of fantasy land people. You know, they live in a world where these things don't exist, my fellow Americans. I didn't see any evidence pointing to cover up of aliens and UFOs, but we gave you all the information. It was right there. It really wasn't. It really, really wasn't. That's why. Check this out. This is from Dorothy. DIT.55. 55. Representative Eric Burleson leads the charge to establish a UAP select committee to study the secrecy surrounding UFOs, UAPs. Thank you, Dorothy. Let's take a listen for a minute, shall we?
Being done to find the truth about unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAPs, otherwise sort of kind of what we've all called UFOs for years. Now, there is one congressman who says enough isn't being done. The Republican from Missouri, Eric Burleson, is leading a charge. He is asking for Congress to do something about it, saying, quote, "We believe that establishing a new select subcommittee would provide a significant opportunity for Congress to provide answers that are long overdue."
That's a Republican? Well, I'll be. About time. Yeah, I know. Rubio, I get it. And Luna. Representative, what's his name? Tim Burchett. As I lose my insides, here we go.
Joining us now is the congressman from Missouri, Congressman Burleson. Thanks for being with us here on the Hill. What do you want here? Is this a new committee? And how receptive is the House Speaker Mike Johnson to this?
Yeah, we've reached out to Mike Johnson. I think that this is the next step, is to send a formal letter. Look, I'm lucky to have other colleagues that are part of the UAP caucus that we're all taking this matter very seriously. We took the whistleblower, David Grush, and his allegations very seriously. I think we took the testimony of pilots who have had these near-miss encounters and have seen these objects. We've taken their concerns very seriously. And
He's being honest so far. So far, so good. I like what I'm seeing in the body language. I am shocked, though. It's a Republican. Because, you know, we've had the whole left side running ufology. Really, they're running it, pretty much. It's why we're in the situation. It's not. It's not. Well, you know what? We're always going to be in disarray. It's ufology. Nothing makes sense when it should. And then when it does make sense, we've seen it before, the government will redact it. Or force mainstream media to redact off-world vehicles.
I think that we owe it to the American people to shed light on the expenditures that are, all the money that's being used to investigate these matters. This needs to be done in a transparent way, and we're trying to do this in a very thoughtful way, which is why I think that we need the resources. We need to have a select committee so that we can have the staff in place who are dedicated to this cause.
We got
Is the Speaker
Arrow
on your side?
I don't know yet. I'm
I'm a little confused. So Arrow, so he wants to set up a UAP select committee. I get it. But I thought that's what Arrow would be doing. I thought Arrow was going to be the hub of all UFO government stuff. Is this for civilians? Is this going to be good for us?
I have a feeling I'll look forward to hearing from him, but
Okay.
I
You know what I should do? Call this guy tomorrow. We need to call this guy tomorrow. What's his name again? What's his name? Let me see here. I'll find Burleson. That's right, Burleson. Let's see.
And the idea that there's a secret crash retrieval program, quote, Arrow, which is the government agency overseeing this,
Right.
assesses that all of the named and described alleged hidden UAP reverse engineering programs provided by interviewees either do not exist, are misidentified authentic national security programs that are not related to extraterrestrial technology exploitation, or resolve to a de-established program.
Wait, what? What was this? Arrow assesses that all of the named and described alleged hidden UAP reverse engineering programs provided by interviewees either do not exist, are misidentified authentic national security programs that are not related to ET technology exploitation, or resolve to a disestablished program. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Either it doesn't exist. Wow. I mean, that is pretty powerful stuff that Arrow said. Arrow put out there. But you want to know something? When, let's say he did his due diligence, Kirkpatrick, and he looked into it and read everything that was in front of him and said, all this is hearsay. This doesn't point to any specifics. This is just, he put his opinion in there and he let them know this shouldn't be in there. I'm not going to say it under my watch, even though it's temporary. Very ballsy thing to do. Very ballsy thing to do.
De-established program. Do you trust, Congressman, the Pentagon on this when that is their finding, or do you think there is more there to look into?
I don't, because they weren't transparent to us in a SCIF setting, so they could have brought forward evidence. They could have explained what these special access programs actually do, but they are not willing to do that with Congress. So to me, it's time that they open the kimono, that they show us exactly what's happening, because they should, if they're doing something that's good for the American people, if they're being responsible with taxpayer dollars, they should have nothing to hide.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it there. And Congressman, thanks for joining us. Come back when, if you get this committee formed, and let us know what exactly you're tracking down. Congressman Eric Burleson from Missouri, thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Yep. We're not done with this story. It ain't going away, no matter what the Pentagon says. I think this is just the beginning.
How many times have we heard, this is just the beginning? Every year, it's the same thing. Jeremy Corbell said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, Jesus. We're in trouble then. Because if this is the tip of the iceberg and this is just the beginning, then we've got another minimum 20 years ahead of us. I won't be around after 20 years. Guarantee it. I'll be dead. I'll definitely be dead. There's no way I'll be over 70 years old. Just get it through everybody's head. We've got 15 years, 14 years. That's it. And I'm done. And who knows, the last couple of years of my life, I probably won't be able to speak anymore. Let's hope that's not true. Well, maybe you want that to be true. I don't know. But I think it's very strange that he would say, this is just the beginning. I've been hearing that for 20 years. 20 long years. And you know, everybody lies. Everybody lies. They do. Everybody's doing it. And anybody, I mean, all right, let me rephrase that. People in mainstream media lie all the time. They're lying. I know. You know. I know you know. Let me get rid of this. I think people know who I am. How do you not know? I don't want to show the headline. There. All right. It is time. Yeah, the show started late today. Sorry about that.
Left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to
Ta-da,
finish the
do.
very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy, not a ufologist. I never have
Here
been
we
and never
go.
will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I just do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO
Community. Thanks, Lou, for being you. We will never forgive you. Ever. 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 There's no reason to forgive him. No reason to forgive Lou. We're going to talk about Amityville in a second. Jeremy from Alien Scientist posted this video yesterday. And it says, whatever you do, he posts, do not go to Christopher Mellon if you're a whistleblower. Go to APEC, APEC, where real scientific and technical disclosure happens without the accidental heart attacks. So Skyfire News posted this. And just watch Christopher Mellonhead. Let's hear what he has.
One of the allegations is that the U.S. recovered either an object that landed and was left undamaged or something that was crashed, maybe more than one occasion, and that the material was provided to some of our aerospace companies that build our most advanced aircraft and so forth for them to try to research and understand. And therefore, that may be a source of knowledge and information, and they may actually possess some of these materials. So they wanted to include that in the scope of this inquiry and this new legislation.
Because there is the possibility that there may be reverse engineered technology in private companies.
Right. Doesn't mean that they succeeded in reverse engineering, but one of the stories is, one of the allegations is, and I was supposed to meet a fellow, for example, who supposedly was in one of these aerospace companies and supposedly had been directly involved in that activity. And we were about 2 ways.
Hold on. Let me rewind that.
Who supposedly was in one of the allegations is, and I was supposed to meet a fellow, for example, who supposedly was in one of these aerospace companies and supposedly had been directly involved in that activity. And we were about 2 weeks away from meeting when he died.
I was supposed to meet a guy. We were going to get together. Things didn't work out. It's always one thing or the other, right? It's always one excuse. Oh, he died. Well, what were you waiting for, man?
He had a heart attack. And, can't
Yeah, keep thinking. Remember the lie.
say, whether that was true or not, but that's one of the allegations. And it makes sense because if you're the government and say you recovered some debris and there were complex components and materials, right? You wanted to keep it secret, but have world-class technicians and scientists try to understand it. It would be natural that you would go to Lockheed Martin or Raytheon or Grumman or some of those companies
to look for assistance. How do you think they found Bob Lazar, for cripe's sakes? He was working at a brothel. I mean, what was Bob doing? The joy of Christopher Mellon and his tales of mystery. Thank you for supporting Goof On tonight. I appreciate it. All the links are in the show description. Moderators doing a great job. Keep an eye on some people I see might be causing a little ruckus. Make sure you follow those rules. As you see, we've had to put up rules. Do we have a let me see something. Oh wow. Let me see here. Jesus, this is terrible. It's my fault we don't have a full house tonight because I was late 15 minutes. I was going on. There's no what do you call it tonight? No poll, no poll. Well, Amityville, I grew up with Amityville horror, right? And I think the movie came out, what was it, 78, 80? I don't know. I think the murders were in 75. I have a video I'm going to play. But that became a legendary haunted location in Long Island, right? Amityville. Isn't it Long Island? Thought it was. Well, George and Kathy Lutz, who lived there for a month before they left, scared apparently, were in my house. That's right. And I believe the year was 1981, maybe 82. But I know it was either one or two because we had just moved in to a huge home on an acre. And I remember everything as if it was yesterday. My parents, who came to Arizona, my dad retired police officer and started working in the pool industry. Started doing very well. Business in Arizona was booming. We moved into a nice neighborhood and things were going really well. And my parents were thinking of the future, got involved with a company called Amway. Some of you may remember Amway. I don't even know if it's still around. But Amway was at 13 years old, I was telling my dad and mom, this is bullshit. It's a pyramid scheme. I didn't say it. I didn't know what to call it. But I said, why do you have to go drum up business for them? Well, when I drum up business and I sell this stuff and get people involved in Amway, then they get involved. And now those people work for me. It's a trickle down effect. It's the pyramid. Biggest bullshit. So they were having a meeting, an Amway meeting, in my house. And the Lutzes were coming over. They were coming to Scottsdale, Arizona on Cortez Street. And when I guess they had a handler with them. I'm not sure what it was, but I remember them saying, whatever you do, don't bring up the haunted stuff. Don't bring up any ghosts. Don't mention anything, okay? Matter of fact, don't even look at them. So they came, the doorbell rings, and I'm standing in the corner by a painting that's on this easel. My parents are art enthusiasts, and I'm standing by this thing, kind of like peeking out from the side of it, and in come George and Kathy, and sure enough, it's them. I'm looking at them, and I'm trying to see if there's any ghosts gleaming off of them, any spirits. I would look at them and then just look off their bodies to see if anything was leaving. Like you look in their aura. I didn't know what it was. I'm just trying to imagine what it would look like, a ghost going in and out of somebody's body. They were in Amityville. Why not? We all didn't know it was bullshit. Oops. Did I ruin the plot? Well, never got a chance to talk to him, of course. But that was my encounter with the Lutzes. So here's Amway. Let's see, about Amway. It's such bullshit. Multi-level marketing. Amway's the world's largest direct selling company, 8.9 billion reported sales in 21. We manufacture and distribute nutrition, beauty, personal care, and home products, which are exclusively sold in 100 countries through Amway. Independent business owners. Anyway, it's come a long way since 81, 82. But they moved into that house and got it for about, I think it was 80 grand, which is equivalent to 400,000 in today's money, maybe 500 now. But the original, that house was built, it was 50 years before 1931, I believe. But I'm going to play this video, and it questions whether it was a hoax or not, but it was. It definitely was a hoax. Let's see where I have it here.
This photograph was taken.
Oh, wow. Hold on. That was weird. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Huh. Why didn't it show up on that?
Warrens admit that it has never been scientifically authenticated.
All right. So that's not the video I wanted. That's Ed and Lorraine Warren. Oh, maybe I could. They went and investigated there. And oh my God, they really sold it. It was a haunted place. There they are.
Once Ronnie was convicted, the next line of attack was...
Ronnie DeFeo was the guy who killed his family. That guy right there. He said the devil told him to do it.
That's what was done.
I can't play that anymore because it's a TV show, but let me pull up the video I can play. Okay, that's... All right, here we go. Let me pull this here. This looks like a TV show too. It sounds like a TV show. Ah, shoot. I'm going to play it. I don't care anymore. All right, here we go. Yeah. Scary.
Even the most ardent prayers couldn't rid one house of ghoulies and ghosties, at least as they were reported to most of America.
Ghoulies and ghosties. Never heard that before. Ghoulies and ghosties.
The unexplainable and terrifying became commonplace in the House of Horror.
Oh no, oh no, we can't do this. That's incredible. Where's the video of this little channel I found that made the video? Look, what happened is the Lutzes were in dire, they were going to go bankrupt. And they got out of, I don't know, they got in trouble with the IRS, I guess, went bankrupt and left this home. They say there were weird happenings going on there, but there was no evidence of it. Like, I don't, let me see if I can find that video. I was just watching it before the show. I thought that was it right here. All right, let's do this. Pull up my history and look at what I watched. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, right here. The origin of Amityville. Oh, I see why it's this girl. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is the 5-minute video. All right, here we go. The background, I was waiting for it to come up. It's just not working tonight. It's so weird. StreamYard, it's just weird. It's acting weird. Here we go. Oh my God, man. I'm losing it. Here we go.
Anyone that would listen. Based on the events they described, The author, Jay Anson, wrote a book titled The Amityville Horror, published in 1977 and resulted in a film adaptation in 1979, which was also remade in 2005, starring Ryan Reynolds. The book was apparently based on 45 hours of recorded interviews of the Lutz family. But was it true or a hoax concocted for financial gain? George, it turns out, was very interested in paranormal activity and had attempted to summon ghosts while living in the house. With his crippling debts, it appears he discussed possible ways to make money with DeFeo Jr.'s lawyer one evening. I know this book is a hoax. We created this horror story over many bottles of wine, William Weber told People magazine.
So that's it. The guy wrote all these lies about they said there was blood on the walls and there were red splotches mixed in with the blood, and all it really was a playroom, and it was painted red. That's all. No blood, nothing. So they created that. And they created the flies, that there was an infestation of flies that kept attacking. The one attacked at a priest who was doing a walkthrough and blessing the house. And it's just not true. There were flies because of where they lived, but they made it 10 times worse. And that's what they did. And the whole thing was to write a book and make money, get out of debt. And using the house history and what DeFeo did to his family. It's pretty freaking amazing. Yeah. And that's why they were with Amway, because Amway's bullshit.
Was this one of the reasons George decided not to sell the house right away after fleeing in the middle of the night? Before listing the house for sale, he waited for curiosity to reach fever pitch. Some of the Lutz's family stories appear to be fabricated. For example, they claim to have tried calling the police for assistance when things became too frightening, and that an entity ripped open their front door with such force that it came off the hinges in...
Right, and it's still the original door. The same door is on the house. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a good one. That's a shame. Lie detector test proves they're a hoax.
Proving once again that they were lying. George and Kathy both maintained their claims and even took and passed a polygraph test. Both Lutz's brothers, Christopher and Daniel...
What? They passed? They passed the lie detector test.
Have since come forward to say that supernatural events occurred inside the house that couldn't be explained.
Okay, so... Wow. Okay. Here's what's going on with Amityville. I believe now, after further review, I believe that there really is something going on there. It may have made DeFeo kill his freaking family, right? And then they couldn't sell the house for a while, and then they were giving it away. They were actually asking for $100,000, and these people offered them 80, and they took it. And then a month after being in there, hearing strange voices and stuff like that, they got scared, ran out, and then decided, wait, maybe we can make money off of this. The rest is history. So sadly, this is might be a haunted location. And if it's not, maybe it became a haunted location after DeFeo killed his family and was trying to use the I hear voices thing, but he may have. And hey, didn't we just learn from Tucker Carlson a month ago that we don't really have free will, and there are outside forces that can change the environment and put voices in our head? Who else said that? Jim Semivan. That's right. Do you believe it? I don't. I believe people can hear voices in their head. And I believe it could be technology and paranormal. But there's no proof. That's the thing. There's just no proof, Johnny. There's no proof, Johnny. Anyway, sadly, Amityville's bull crap. That makes me a little sad. I knew I wasn't going to be talking about it for a long time tonight, but literally 10 minutes. I mean, what else can I say? It's not real. And to be honest with you, there really isn't much to Amityville. People have gone over there and tried, getting a sense of the area. I mean, the whole house has been redone, basically. The windows aren't the same shape anymore. The new owners came in, they painted it this nice color, but it was nothing like before. The windows are square now instead of that creepy rounded eyeball type of thing. So it doesn't look the same. Which is why we got to go back to ufology. Because ufology is where the most lies are said and are a lot easier to detect. I don't know what this clip is. Observe our international continent in action. Don't they mean contingent? Observe our international continent in action. It doesn't make sense. You can't kill this Hydra. We are never going away. We are never going to stop. UAP. For me and many others, one thing seems rational and obvious. Someone is hiding something, and it's not those who are seeking the answers. Duh. Of course it isn't. People who are seeking the answers don't hide. What a silly little thing that... Hold on. There we go. Listen to this. Let's just listen to our contingent continent. Why isn't it playing? Oh. It'll go. We'll just wait. We'll give it an hour.
Recently, the Pentagon and its currently unidentified anomalous phenomena investigative program named ARO published a report considering that ARO has not discovered any empirical evidence that any sighting of UAP represented off-world technology or the existence of a classified program that had not been properly reported to Congress. However, Louis Elizondo, the former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP, replied that this public report is intentionally dishonest, inaccurate, and dangerously misleading. The same conclusion can be reached when analyzing the recent statements of US top officials in the Army, which mentioned in the congressional hearing that the government has secret programs and that some UAPs are not explained by current human technology. For me and many others, one thing seems rational and obvious. Someone is hiding something, and it's not those who are seeking the answers. Thank you.
Who's hiding it? Oh, people who want answers. Huh? Yeah, the people who want answers are hiding things. No. That's not what he said. I know. He said the people who don't want answers aren't seeking the question. Huh? You know what I mean? Eric Burleson. That's who I need to call tomorrow. Representative Eric Burleson. And find out what he was talking about. The idea that an agency that hasn't been, well, I don't know if it's 5 years, but they're not able to pass an audit. How can they effectively now audit all of its historical programs going back to 1945? And claim any sort of legitimacy in the public eye. How? Check it out.
The Pentagon, in what is now a tradition at this point.
Isn't this fun? Look at all of the people talking about the same exact thing, including me.
Has said it has found no evidence.
I mean, are we so sick of hearing about this? I am.
Of extraterrestrial spacecraft in its possession. A 63-page unclassified report published says that the most comprehensive report the Pentagon has ever produced. They have batted down claims of any reverse engineering programs inside of the Department of Defense. It was part of the AARO office, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which says that they reviewed records from 1945 to October of 2023 and have definitively been able to find that there has been no evidence of any U.S. government investigation, academic-sponsored research, official review panel that has confirmed any sighting of a UAP that has represented extraterrestrial technology, according to Major General Pat Ryder.
What? What was the important last few words there? That what?
According to Major General Pat Ryder, UAP that has represented extraterrestrial technology, according to Major General Pat Ryder.
That has represented extraterrestrial technology. Do you see? That's what they're leaving out, that part. There's no evidence of that. So, there's no evidence of alien technology. There just isn't. They're anomalous objects flying around, acting a little differently than we can act. But there's no evidence that anybody has seen. Yeah, no. Nope. But you just heard it. That's the important part. That's what they're leaving out. It's okay. The Pentagon didn't find any evidence of alien technology. But there are UFOs. They just didn't find alien technology. I mean, that's exactly how it's written. Listen.
That has confirmed any sighting of a UAP that has represented extraterrestrial technology, according to Major General Pat Ryder.
What's wrong with that?
In this statement. Now, there are a couple of things, though, that they, maybe neglected to point out, and some other glaring things that I wanted to put in there. Let's put this up there, please, on the screen. Actually, Garrett Graff, who wrote an interesting book about UFOs, some of which I have beef about, but it actually raises some good questions. First and foremost, he goes, there are 4 actual questions that are not being answered here. One is the alternative hypothesis of secret tech from foreign nations. 2 is their definition of, quote, what a peculiar characteristic of an aircraft is. 3 is anything about material and any material science breakthroughs by defense contractors. And 4 is, quote, scientists at the forefront of physics point out that we should be humble about how little of the universe that we truly understand and of the knowledge limit that was baked into the report. But I thought that the questions that he raises are very legitimate, Crystal. And I just think it comes back to the idea that an agency which has been unable to pass its own audit for 5 years can effectively now audit all of its historical programs going back to 1945 and claim any sort of legitimacy in the eyes of the public. In my opinion, totally ridiculous, especially when you incorporate many of the questions that Garrett, who is, by the way, a skeptic of a lot of stuff that I would believe, even that he points out.
I'm going to make this comment to Cletus Piss. Can you please chill out? You're literally typing every thought as a next comment. You're literally pushing everybody's comments out of the way. Nobody can read what everybody else is saying. I mean, just take a breath, man. My God. I'm I ain't going to argue with you. Fucking name Cletus Piss anyway. All you're doing is just, you're being very annoying. What I see. I see it as annoying. I don't know, but who cares, right? You guys can handle it. You guys can do whatever you want, Marcel, Samo, and all the others. Here's a UFO sighting. This one's weird. It's from March 2nd this year from Paris, of all places. We never see anything from Paris. As a matter of fact, I can't remember seeing anything from Paris, ever. It could be fake, but it is said that around 50 people saw this object appear and suddenly disappear. And I have a little story to go with it, as a matter of fact. So, thank you, Samo. I mean, wasn't that guy just annoying the hell out of you guys? I'm sitting here and I see a little purple icon and nothing else. Everybody's just sitting there going, what's this guy doing? So he's a troll. He just did it on purpose. Did the right thing. Thank God. Thank you. So this sighting, I have to tell you a story about something similar that I saw with my wife, ex-wife. Check this out, though. All right, so I'm going to say that's a fake. I feel like this is a fake. Big time. It looks fake right there. Yeah, like why would it be blurry on the ends and not the center? I thought that was a little weird. Okay, so don't be discouraged by this, because this is a really interesting depiction of something me and my wife kind of saw, except what I called it were goalposts. And I have a video, and most likely, well, I call it the red worm. The thing was red. Well, at first it was red, white, and blue. It looked like balloons, according to my wife. To me, it looked weird. It was changing shapes. And I have it all on video. I've showed it to you guys before. And out of nowhere, the thing stretches out and is upright like this. And it's got what looks like red spheres or balls stacked on top of each other. That's what it looked like. You know, one on top of the other. And my tripod was in the house. My wife was on the phone. And I'm in the backyard. And I'm using a tree branch to locate this thing and focus with it because it was so hard to see. And it was like 7:20-ish, I believe. The sun was going down. And it illuminated this object, which I thought might be balloons, but it was acting weird. It was straight up. And then it changed color from red to like black. Yeah, you guys have seen the video. It was some yellow tinge in there. So I called my wife and I said, hey, get my tripod. She comes out with the tripod. And I'm putting the camera on the tripod looking up. And I've got a few more turns left to get this on the tripod. And it looks like Gallagher hit it with a mallet. 100 balls in all directions. And they disappeared. Like that. And it was just that fast. Gone. It looked like 100 balls. And they disintegrated. No noise, no fire, nothing. They were on a stick, and it's like they left the stick. You know what I mean? Like, it was like wax, not wax, like fly paper, but then all of a sudden the flies all flew off. You know, it was really crazy. Well, that's not the crazy part at all. It gets better. So my wife wanted to go to the movies. And I'm like, all right. And the movie was starting right away within 20 minutes. And we lived 7 minutes from the theater. So I I said, okay, we'll look at this later on. And I had to charge the camera, so I left it home. I'm figuring we're going to the movies. What do I need the camera for, right? Famous last words. We get to the theater, and above the theater, maybe 50 feet, were these two, I call them goalposts. They were white, and they were pillars of balls, just like I videotaped just recently. Like, if you were like we were about 50 cars away. We had to park far. So as we're walking up, I see the goalposts, and I show my wife. I go, "Do you see what's above the theater?" She goes, "Babe, what is that?" And I saw a fear in her I've never seen before. And I go, "I don't know, but and then as I'm saying that, a guy's walking by and he goes, "Yeah, I see it." And I didn't think anything of it. And I go, "You see that above the movie theater?" And he just kept on walking. So I'm going back to the car, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't have my camera." And I hear my wife say, "Babe, they're gone." And I'm like, "What do you mean they're gone?" She goes, "They popped." That's the words she used. They popped. And I'm like, "Wait a minute. They popped like they exploded? And what did you see exactly?" I wanted to know if she saw what I saw, and she did. She said, it's like they just all went in all directions. And she said it was so fast. She goes, "If I blinked, I would have missed it." She goes, "I just happened to be staring at it, and I was looking away and missed it." So you want to say, okay, they were advertising balloons. No. They were objects. And it was freaky. And that's not the last of it, right? So the next day, I go to work, and I was working as a loan officer. And one of the guys who was on my team was into UFOs and everything. So, he asked me, "Hey, man, you see anything lately?" And I'm like, "Bro." And I tell him the story about the red worm. And then I tell him about the goalpost. And he's like, "Whoa, that's weird." So he goes, "Let's go grab some lunch." And I go, "Okay." And we're on the 22nd floor. We get down, walk out through the lobby to the front door. And I just happened to look up, and across the street between two buildings was the goalpost. As I tell you it now, I just got goosebumps. I pointed it. I go, "You're not going to friggin' believe it, bro. There it is, right across the street." And he goes, "What is it?" And I go, "I don't know." And he goes, "Bro, how could that be?" And I go, "Stay here, watch it. I'm going to go to my car," which was on the 4th floor of the parking structure, get my camera and record it. "But I want you to keep an eye on it in case you see something happen." I go up the first flight. I go, "Is it still there?" And he goes, "Yeah." Second flight, I go, "Is it still there?" And he goes, "Still there." Third, I go, "Is it still there?" And I don't hear him. And then I see him through the walkway. Like, you can look down and see through the walkway, the circle area. And I see him go by, and I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?" He goes, "They popped." He goes, "They were balloons, bro. They popped." He goes, "I gotta go. I'm hungry." And I go, "Wait, I'll come with you." And he goes, "That's all right. I'll see you later." It freaked him out so much he didn't show up to work the rest of the day, the next day, or the next day. And now it's the weekend, I think. And I went to his home. He wasn't picking up, nothing. And when I saw him, I went through the back gate. He wasn't answering the front door. So I went through the back gate, and there he was smoking a bowl. And I'm like, "Dude." And he goes, "Hey." And he didn't want to see me attitude. I'm like, what's going on? I go, what happened the other day? And he goes, with what? And I go, with what? With the UFO, the balloon, the thing. You know, you said it popped and we never talked. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, it just popped. And I go, but did it take off? Did you see it? I don't want to talk about it. I go, why? What happened? He goes, bro, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And I go, why? And he goes, I found another job. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. Okay. That was the last I've ever seen of that guy. What happened to him? What did he see? Did he get a message? I always wondered. What happened? I'd never seen somebody act that way. Like, he couldn't even look at me. Like I had, I don't know, like a contagious disease or something. It was weird. Yeah, I never know what happened. What did he see? They just popped. They were balloons, bro. That's how they were balloons, bro. Like, I let him down. I'm like, how could I have done this? I mean, they were right there. I know he saw them. And they don't look like balloons. I don't know why he said that. Maybe they were. Yeah, this is the reason why they're not. Let's say they were advertising balloons, like just beacons of a bright 2 towers to show where the movie theater was. It's not even like that. It was way above. Why would they both pop? Right? Why would they both pop at the same exact time? And I didn't hear it. Nobody heard it. And what about what I saw with my own eyes on my own video? Well, I didn't see it on the video. I saw it as I was putting the camera on, looking up at it, make sure I don't lose sight of it. And so I saw it. My wife saw it. This guy Ken saw it. And you know what? I saw that same thing on the way to Mexico several times. Several times. I've seen that pillar out in the distance. It's weird. That's the same thing I saw with my ex-girlfriend when I was 25 years old. She had this slide that went down her pool, so it was above the house, and we saw something, and her dad and mom and neighbors, and we all saw it. Same thing. Just sitting there in the sky. Arizona is a very, very amazing place for UFOs. Just amazing. Since I've been here in Florida, you know, it's weird. The sky, even though it's all the same, there's a different energy. It's a little different here. I feel like Florida has a better source to see UFOs than Arizona, but then they're about the same. You know, Florida has NASA. Florida's got the Bermuda Triangle right outside. You know, we've got the Gulf of Mexico, which had the sightings, the Gulf sightings of 1980. And there's a supposed base of some sort in the Gulf of Mexico, which, by the way, is where the big one hit with the dinosaurs. So it's a magical place. It really is. Maybe that meteor or asteroid that hit Earth when the dinosaurs and everything were knocked out, maybe it had some sort of magnetic center, core. Maybe that's why a lot of weird things happen in the Gulf. Can you imagine? 65 million years ago. Jesus. Man's only been around how long? 300, 250,000 years? That is so lame. It is. Anyway, that's the sighting of the goalposts. There was an earthquake. I can't believe these earthquakes that are happening. A 6.1 on the Atlantic Ridge. Let me see this. Hold on, is that on our friend's channel? Into Thin Air, let's see. I want to thank everybody for the wonderful support tonight. Couldn't be any better. You guys really knocked it out of the park. Goofon will survive after all. Check this out. This is from 2 days ago. From Into Thin Air. Another earthquake in Florida? Really? See, that's the strange thing of it all. I live here, and I thought I did feel something, but I doubt it. Mine, I don't know what time this was, but what I felt, sonic boom. Into Thin Air. I2TA. Bum, bum, bum.
Welcome back, everyone. March 12th, 2024. We got a weird situation taking place in the state of Florida today, and it has to do with the earth shaking or some sort of earthquake, a sonic boom. We don't know yet because it's still up in the air about what this exactly was. Now, you are looking at the last 7 days of reported 3.0 earthquakes and higher. The reason I say reported is because Volcano Discovery reports any shaking of the ground and then later verifies it. But right now, we have a situation in Florida that people are trying to figure out. We're going to zoom in here and take a look at the size of this thing and how many people felt it, because I could tell you right now, the USGS doesn't show this shaking absolutely anywhere. And this is the
I'll talk about that in a minute, David.
2.5 earthquakes and higher. So what is going on here? This posted on Tuesday, March 12th, which was today. Seismic-like event, possible earthquake reported a few minutes ago in the panhandle of Florida. Take a look at the epicenter just on the coastline of the Gulf. We're going to get way in there very quickly. We're going to get the details off this thing. Reported shaking near Valparaiso, Florida. We'll go ahead and click on that 10 hours ago, so some time for people to jump online and talk about this. We'll check that out also. But March 12th, 2024, 2:26 GMT time, March 11th, 2024, or 9:26 p.m. Chicago time. Here is that shaking signature reported by over 40 people. Now, as of right now, it's considered an unconfirmed earthquake, but there is a lot of questions going on about what this was. Nobody knows. Take a listen to this. A possible earthquake might have occurred near Valparaiso, Florida in the evening of Monday, March 11th, 2024, around 9:26 p.m. local time. Details of the quake, if it is one, are so far unknown until confirmed by a seismic agency. But the event was reported and felt. And that's no joke. We have a lot of people who have felt this thing. And a lot of those people jumped onto social media, of course. But this is the official information for the earthquake itself. And here's some more interesting data. Some of these reports that came in that felt this earthquake extend pretty far out into different parts of the United States. We all know sometimes these can be confused when the data's coming in, so we'll give it some more time to adjust itself. But this is very interesting. Take a look at what X has to say about this topic. We could definitely see people were posting about it as it took place. Here's a linked article we just looked at on Volcano Discovery about a seismic-like event taking place in Florida. We'll scroll down a little bit here. And of course, you get the typical, since when are there earthquakes in Florida? I see that all the time, specifically when I'm making videos about these earthquakes in Florida, because they're super rare. The seismograms always tell a story because this is the actual equipment that's in the ground that measures the shaking. And when you look at this, you can see there was obviously something that took place, whether it was in the sky over this area or in the ground. The sensors picked up a very strong movement. So there's no denying that this actually took place. The proof is right in front of your eyes. And what makes this even more interesting is that it falls right in the middle of Choctawhatchee Bay. So technically taking place on the surface of the sea floor, which adds even more questions to this because it took place in water and not on land.
Not me.
Now, this is a piece of information that really makes this more and more interesting. It's the actual user reports, the people that jumped on here after this shaking happened to report what they felt. And again, we already looked at the USGS and they have no report of this earthquake or shaking. So maybe it wasn't an earthquake, but if that's the case, then what was this? Why are there no answers to what these people felt? Take a look at some of these. While sitting on a sofa, felt a tremor and a shift of the apartment from left to right. Heard the sliding door casing make a snapping, cracking sound as the apartment shifted. I'm on the top floor. So that guy in Santa Rosa Beach definitely felt some swaying. This one also from Santa Rosa right here. Didn't last long, but it was obvious it wasn't just wind or someone walking causing it. There was some obvious movement, but no dishes were rattling. You basically get everything from light shaking to a pretty decent shake. Some people were very confused and very scared. Here's one from Freeport. Strong rumble felt inside and outside by family member. Light sound almost like thunder in the distance. Now you know where that's going to lead me. That makes me think of a sonic boom or a meteor explosion. We cover those all the time here on the channel. Now finally, if you break down these reports, this is what it comes down to. 1 report of moderate shaking, 19 reports of light shaking. Then we go into weak shaking, which was 9 people reported that, and then very weak shaking, which is 4 people. So I think it's safe to say that all these people are not making this up, and those are the only people that actually did report it, so there's probably a lot more. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. We've covered many different crazy situations in Florida, including an earthquake that was off the eastern coast a few weeks back, which was very interesting. We're still trying to find answers there, and that's what we got for now, my friends. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Canada. Don't forget to check out the X and Instagram channels for more information, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Thank you, I2TA, into thin air with another report on the earthquakes. Now, Santa Rosa is about 5.5 hours from me in the panhandle of Florida. So it's far, but not far, right? Now, I have been telling the boys, the Cousins brothers, Michael, Dark Hour, and anybody else who I talk with about these huge thumps I hear once in a while, once or twice a year since I've been here. The last one I think was like 11 in the morning, 10:30 maybe, and it sounds like a cannonball. If you can, this is my mind, coming out of the sky and landing in like mud, and it sounds like a big thud, like you would think maybe it was bass, from a speaker. Kind of reminds me of that, but it resonates through me. I could feel it. I felt you could feel it in your feet on the floor, and it sounds like it happened right outside. So never found out what it was. And I'm wondering if it's part of what is happening. Maybe I'm feeling or recognizing a residual effect from maybe something that's happening, an earthquake or a sonic jet. I see our first super chat of the night from David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. He says it looks like they're blurring things out on Google Maps, that base-like structure off California. Do you mean the Malibu base? That one? Hi, Ms. DJ. Meant to say hi. Good to see you. Is that what you're talking about, David? Yeah? Okay. Because I thought we several months ago went there and it was still there. Let's take a look before we get out of here. I'm running over because I'm not running over. I was 20 minutes late, so I'm staying an extra several minutes for you, which really, looking for my Google Earth. Here it is. How that got all the way over there is beyond me. Open. All right, well, we're going to type in, I know where it is. It's in California. Let's type in Malibu base. Let's see if it works. Hey, thanks for the $10 super chat, by the way. Can't believe that was the first one all night. I've never seen that before on GoofOn. Must have done something wrong. All right, here is this. Let's see if it takes us there. Malibu base. Wait, hold on. Underwater base. Ah, your sister's got knuckles the size of schnuckles. Search. Oh my God, look. It's working. So it's around here somewhere. Right? Oh, maybe they did blur it out. Yeah, maybe they did. Right? Isn't this where it was? I thought it was right here. Yeah, it looks like something's wrong. What are these, footprints? What's this? Look at that, footprints. What did we find? Look at this. Ain't that a interesting looking thing? It looks like feet. Right here's a foot. They have an instep, it looks like. Poor guy. I know what that's like. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I'll have to look it up, but I think it's been blurred out. Nah. Yeah, it's right here, I thought. It's not hard to see when, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not something you would really have to go like this to search for. It would pop right up. So maybe they did. Right here. This is where it was. No? That's a sandbar, or is that blurred? That looks blurred. Blurred. Let's see if we can go under it. Maybe it's underneath. No. That stinks. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Oh well. Where else should we go? Let's go to Montauk. Go. Thanks, David Wilcox, for the super chat. Here we are. Montauk. Wow. Is that where it was? Oh, yeah. They used to play baseball there and all that stuff. Here's Montauk High School. All the kids were programmers. Get it? I'll be here all night. North of Malibu. All right, I'll go check that out. Let me say thank you to Alfie Joe Bob. Alfie Joe Bob trying to save GoofOn. Thank you very much for the $5 super dono. It's pure love from Alfie Joe Bob. Thank you very much for the well-needed support. Thank you. And you are a continuing supporter of GoofOn. I wish I had stuff to give away, man. I really do, but I don't. Not that type of show. I'm so sorry. I just do this. This is all I do. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate it. Yep. Oh, Jeanette, you know, come on. You didn't have to do that, Jeanette. Jeanette's making it a trio. We didn't get the record tonight. I don't know. I don't want to mention what the record is. Thank you, Jeanette, for your... You've given enough. You're such an angel. Thank you, though. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jeanette and her super sticker. Anything Jeanette says is a dono. That's all I know. Thanks, Jeanette. The angel of GoofOn. Michael, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Why? I don't understand you. Now that puts pressure on me to talk to you. Now I got to talk to him. Michael, thank you very much. Dark Hour, Paranormal. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You really didn't have to. You know that. Michael. I don't owe you one. It doesn't mean I owe you. Of course I do. Thank you. Appreciate it. Very nice. All right. Well, I'm getting out of here then. Sorry we were late tonight, but at least we had some sort of semblance of a show. And I hope we learned a little bit tonight as well, because there's one thing about ufology. People want to believe more than they want to accept the truth, it seems, right? Right? The thing is, how do we do that without hurting their feelings? You can't. So there's no reason to pussyfoot around it. I don't understand. Well, no. I do understand now, after all these years, what we're dealing with when we're talking about the people who are now getting into ufology at 30 years old. Okay? Those people. That's the future. You know? And I weep for the future of ufology. I do. As much as people don't like what we do, and I don't understand why, it's got to be me. They don't like me. I get it. I don't like me. I love me. Hey, by the way, I got to get an operation on my foot. Yep. It won't happen till May. But, yeah. They screwed up my foot. Yep. And now I have to get it operated on. Anyway. The last time they operated on my foot, they couldn't wake me up from the anesthesia. I went into convulsions. I was out for 15 hours in ICU. I'm a little nervous this time, and I never used to be nervous. I'm really nervous. If they mess up, I won't be able to walk. If they make it right, they got to put a plate, 2 plates in, and 4 screws on, like right on the top of my foot in that area. So, yeah, where the infection was, so they say. They say that it ate away the bone. It made the bone deteriorate. And as a diabetic, blah, 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 blah. I don't buy it. I think that's bullshit. Why didn't they notice it before? Right? You didn't notice it before. Why? Well, we don't know why. You just didn't notice it. So I want to see what the x-rays looked like before the operation when I first went to them. And I want to see what it looks like now. I know what it looks like today. I saw them. Anyway, but thank you very much for supporting the show, being here. That's the main thing. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribing is the most important thing other than thumb upping. But, you guys do what you want. I appreciate you hanging out. I hope you have a good night. And we do it every night for a reason. What is that reason? That's right. It's Truthology for Ufology. For you. For you. God, don't you get it? Alien bless.
There's look at this thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound like it was treasured site in Christianity?
There's a new evidence that's proof we're not alone. UFO in the form of a bright light descending over the dome